Hello everyone, I am Alko1993 and welcome to the Pokemon Y Foreverlocke finale. Wait, Pokemon Y? This music isn't Pokemon Y? Except it is. I didn't remember this, but when I was in Snowbell City yesterday, there was someone who supposedly composed some music in a colder region. Sinnoh. Likely referring to Platinum Sinnoh, where there's snow in plenty of places. I decided to play that for the intro and just have a fun little throwback to that. We are in Kalos. We are in Generation 6. Welcome to the show. Let's actually get to the Pokemon League and put my proper team together to do this little joke. This little reference, I had to put Chatot on the team, and Chatot's not supposed to be on the team. I'm supposed to follow Foreverlocke rules and have my original team, which also includes a 2X, a Pokemon that is capable of evolving twice. I currently do not have such a Pokemon on the team. So, we're gonna go to the PC. Grab Snivy back, and now we have our team. This is the squad. That looks a lot better. Alright, let me introduce you to the squad we are using today. We have Riley the Lucario, that is our Mega for this playthrough. The only one that I was capable of adding at the start of the game. With the first level cap being 12 and Riley being at level 2. Got it at level 1 as a hatched Pokemon from an egg. Became level 2, just to the evolution, put it in Gen 6 and waited. There is another Mega that I can get pre-level 15 when I get to Oras next time in Gen 6, so we will have another Mega there. Riley's the one here, been very nice. Good coverage, Drain Punch to get some HP back, good speed. Adaptability as a Mega is great. Hydro Pump, the Typhlosion has been really cool. The final time I use a Kolava in any Foreverlocke playthrough, assuming this one makes it in the Hall of Fame, and the Hisuian Typhlosion I have in Gen 9 doesn't die, because that one's already fully evolved. Assuming those don't die, I will never use a Kolava again in the Foreverlocke. So that feels weird, sad, because Kolava's my favorite Pokemon. But we have a Hydro Pump here to uphold that power. Hydro Pump, Ninja, and King Snack, just the entire right column. That combination of Pokemon is really cool. I realized before I started this playthrough that, hey, I have both a Snivy and a future Typhlosion ready to use. Two different generations of Pokemon, two different types, two different evolutionary stages that they're slotted as. Coincidence separately decided. Just so happens to be the Frogadier was the only one still available from the Froakie line. Why is that important? 3 different starters, introducing 3 different generations, 3 different types, slotted at 3 different evolutionary stages. A 2X Grass type from Gen 5, a 1X Water type from Gen 6, and a UR Fire type from Gen 2. I am really happy that Frogadier happened to just be available. I didn't plan this ahead of time with how I slotted everything, but this is something pretty unique. You don't often get to use multiple starters in a playthrough. Maybe Gen 8 or 9, I guess, if you use the gift Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur in Sword and Shield. Although for Bulbasaur Squirtle you need the DLC. Gen 1, and by extension Gen 2, it's possible if you've played Yellow and you get the gift starters. And in Oras, I don't remember what the conditions are exactly for Emerald to give you the stars, if that's immediately beating the league or not. But in Oras, you get a Johto starter for beating the league, and then for beating the Delta episode, you get a Unova starter. And from, I think, the Alpha Sapphire playthrough, the one that I've done, both Snivy and my Typhlosion back when I was still Cynical came from that playthrough. So that's really cool. I can combine them with Frogadiers. Outside of the fact that I just want 6 Hall of Famers, and that'd be really cool, and I don't want my Pokemon to die, I really want that trio to make it in. Because I don't think I'm ever going to get that opportunity again. The 3 different stars, 3 different generations, 3 different types, 3 different evolutionary stages. I really hope that we can make that work. We also have Cheese the Floette, our other 1X. It was either Floette or Esper. I decided to go with Floette. I thought that the both defensive and offensive move coverage would have been a little nicer with Floette on the team. The Floettes had pretty much the same moveset, just Dazzling Gleam instead of Moonblast at first, because Moonblast is not a TM. So once it learned Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam was gone. Sabina is the only one that wasn't on the original team, hence it not having any badges on its info screen. My record for runs in succession that I've had at least one death is 6. I think from playthrough 23 through playthrough 28. I think it was there, around there. Some had 1, some had more. The platinum run with loads of deaths was in there. I'm on 6 again. After the last playthrough, I thought, oh, I was on 5, but X is generally one of the easier ones. I say that, but out of the 3 Kalos runs that I've done before that, only 1 has been deathless, which is the most recent one. I was looking really good on, for this one. Like, sure, there would have been a few moments where crits would have killed me, and I had no other choice but to risk it. Luckily, that worked. But then I got to Victory Road, and it was like my first or second encounter. Swallow was my first Pokemon out. It was the Wild Haunter. I decided, oh, I'll use Fly, because obviously Return doesn't affect it. And then I saw it doing a move with some lights around it, and I realized, oh wait, that's Destiny Bond. I hope I don't one-shot. And then Swallow was dead. And the thing is, my very first Foreverlocke playthrough in Kalos, which happened to also be Pokemon Y, I had a Mega Ampharos that died to the same thing. Here used Fly. I was faster than that Haunter. But Fly's a 2-turn move, so it could still use Destiny Bond. When I had the Mega Ampharos was just slower. And that's how it Destiny Bonded. I have thought about this death multiple times during this playthrough. But not yesterday when I played. And I played quite a lot yesterday to prepare for the finale today. I'm really upset at that death. Partially because the thing that I forgot, like, hey, forgetting is part of things. Sometimes you forget type matchups, sometimes you forget dangers. It's not just, hey, Aoki, you have to remember Pokemon that no counter and Mirror Coach, because that could have gone wrong 1 or 2 times as well during this playthrough. You also have to remember Pokemon that can get Destiny Bond, which aren't as many. But Victory Road Haunter in Kalos is one of them. He killed Swallow. So looking at my main weakness, like my main weakness on the team for the URs anyway, which will be the main ones that I use in battle, was still ground, with Lucario and Typhlosion both weak to it. That's why I had Swallow on the team initially, because it's immune to ground. That helped with the coverage. But also looking at the E4, the champion ahead, the main type that I've had trouble with is water type, especially Gyarados. Lysander's Gyarados was scary. But I was able to deal with it with a bit of help from Frogadier, a bit of help from Lucario, just due to the fact that Gyarados didn't know Earthquake. One Gyarados in the league does have Earthquake. So it's a lot better against my Lucario, so that makes Seabold very scary. That'll be the last E4 member that I fight. I decided, Sabina, you're gonna help out there. Another Pokemon that I'm scared of is their Clawitzer. Sure, in this game I have the level advantage, but that doesn't mean we are safe. Likely, Riley the Lucario will outspeed, considering it is a lot faster than a Clawitzer, but will Drain Punch be able to defeat them immediately. Potentially, would I not have had Sabina on the team and I would have still had Swallow, Avio, I would have taught Close Combat over probably Earthquake. Just to make sure I could take out that Clawitzer. But then how I would have dealt with that Gyarados, I don't know. Now I have at least a better chance. Sabina, sure, throughout Victory Road, got some effort values. Got some EVs in all of its stats. Mostly via the EXP share. But I was able to fully EV train its special defense, throw a lot in HP, and do the tiny bit in defense as well. Just so it can survive Gyarados and Clawitzer, because that's the main two I'm afraid of otherwise. Probably Seabolt is the fight I'm afraid of the most. With Hydro Pump, my Typhlosion, I almost forgot to get Earthquake. The fact that I could get Earthquake before the League plus teaches to Typhlosion makes Malva a lot safer. Because their Pyroar, I would want to use Lucario. But Pyroar has a higher base speed, and I'm not sure with my level difference that'll be enough. And I can go first, because otherwise they either Flamethrower or Fire Blast to take me out. I don't want to lose my Mega Lucario. Wixstorm is the safest, in my opinion. So we're gonna go Wixstorm first, we'll do Seabolt last. Hopefully, we can bring in 6 new Hall of Famers. And not just that, we get our trio of starters in the Hall of Fame. And with me right now being at 295. If we get into the Hall of Fame with all 6, or even just at least 5, that puts us at 300 Hall of Famers, and that would be incredible. Let's see. Items correct for now. Typhlosion will be holding the Assault. I'm actually going to put that just in my chat, just to make sure. Typhlosion, Assault Vest, some battles. Just as a reminder, slightly higher chance that I see it and actually remember to do it. For 1 or 2 fights, it's probably good to have Typhlosion hold the Assault Vest instead of the leftovers that it currently does, because there are still some scary moments. Also, interesting, the last level up that I did before the League, with the last rare candy that I had, was on Typhlosion, the Hydro Pump. The Hydro Pump, the Typhlosion. It got to level 74. That's when it learns Eruption. That was unintentional. I didn't know it learns Eruption at that level. I just didn't look for that. I just decided, let's level it up, because that's one of our main battlers. And I happen to get Eruption. I don't think I'll use Eruption very much. But it might come into play. We'll see. You're the illustrious Savannah, are you? Welcome at last to the Pokemon League. I'm one of the Elite Four. People know me as the Fire-type Pokemon user, Malva. Here in the Pokemon League, you'll encounter the 4 of us, the Elite Four, and our champion. If you hope to meet the champion and challenge her here, you must first defeat the 4 of us. Do your best, because you can't impress us with your real strength, you'll never get to battle her. But it should be a walk in the park for you, right? The heroine who destroyed the big bad Team Flare? You would know, huh? Being part of the team and all. Not that the game actually says this. Unless it's in the post-game and I don't remember the post-game. Also, something I just remembered. I still have some PP ups. I want to throw that on some Pokemon. For sure, 3 on Protect. The rest I don't think I really need, but let's throw them on Eruption. I don't think the rest of them... I'll put 2 on Earthquake, because I plan to use that quite a few times. And then throw one on Moonblast. Floette, I'm not planning to use too often. Although in the champion fight, I might use Floette quite a bit. Like, they lead with Hawlucha. If Tyrantrum happens to come out early and I take it out, and then Goodra comes out after. If Goodra comes out early with Tyrantrum already gone, then I intend to use Floette and set up against Goodra and hopefully win with Floette from there. Well met, young challenger. Verily, I am the late first famed blade of hardened steel, Wickstrom. With my magnificent Pokémon at my side, I will reveal the scope of trainer achievement. Let us both give our word that our contest shall be fair and honorable. Ready? On guard! One thing I wish was that the entire Cynical line had their flames out in their 3D sprite. I love the entire line, but they look kind of lame without their fire. I'm happy that in future sprites it changed, but I don't remember which game or generation that happened. Kalos didn't have that. It would look so much cooler if they had the flames out the entire time. Anyway, use Eruption. Might as well. I don't remember what it looks like. I haven't actually used it. Doesn't look that great if it comes from there. But we defeated the club. I don't even remember what it used. I should be looking at what it did. I think spikes. If it is spikes, I guess we'll find out. Let's go, Riley. It has sturdy anyway, so we need to deal with that. Both Typhlosion and Lucario are weak to Earth Power, but we have some stats, and I'm Mega to have a few more stats. I should be okay. Should. Please be okay. And they have sturdy, so I'm going to Power Up Punch here. Get some extra power that I can then hopefully use against the rest of the fight. And hopefully I can draw out Aegislash as our third Pokemon, because that's the one I want to face with Lucario too. And I Power Up Punch here because I'm not going to KO them anyway, even though I would have without sturdy. Get a power boost that I can then use against the rest, and especially Aegislash will be nice against. They Earth Power to survive this one. Oh, easy. Would have even survived the crit. Now this was Defense Rep. They will likely heal here, and I actually would like that because then I heal more with Drain Punch. Thank you. Originally, Lucario had Sword Stance instead of Power Up Punch, but when it learned Power Up Punch by level up, I decided to go with that. I thought it would be more useful than setting up with Sword Stance. Power Up Punch often is good, especially if you have a Pokemon with good speed. I had it before in Oras with Mega Blaziken. Power Up Punch plus Speed Boost. Massive. And I'm already at full health, so I guess we just Power Up Punch again. Oh wow, the Wickstrom used the full restore. How bad? That just means I get to use another Power Up Punch. Which means more attack boost. I don't even need to switch back to Typhlosion to deal with Scizor at this point. I have base 145, because that's Mega Lucario, base 145, Super Stab, because it's 2 times thanks to adaptability, Drain Punch, with 3 attack increases. That's another 2.5 times multiplier. Now I'm even less worried about Aegislash, because I'm definitely going first. I'm going to use a move that doesn't make contact, so even King Shield won't do anything negative to me. Earthquake at extra power. Get out of here with Aegislash. And with that Scizor not having anything like super power, they don't have a super effective move against it. Actually, I resist all of their moves. Even with Night Slash now hitting normal effective on steel types, it doesn't normal effectively hit Lucario because fighting types still resist it. Bye bye. Maybe we should have put a Pippi up and Drain Punch. Yeah, probably should have, but I think we'll be okay. Got through that one fine. That Probopass was really nice. Oh, Wixstorm was very nice healing the Probopass to allow me to just power up a couple of times. I hope, by the way, that the volume leveling is okay. I like to have it a bit louder, but I've noticed that sometimes the volume level that I like to have it up for streaming sometimes doesn't work well with my voice. That if I speak at a good volume, I have a bit of energy at a bit higher volume than normal speaking, you can hear me fine. But the moment I talk a bit less excited, you can't always hear me over the game music, and that is what I want to prevent. So probably at certain points, especially in the credits, I intend to, if I remember anyway, to move the volume up. But otherwise, I hope that this works out. I did a few streams of this game in the past week and a bit. No, in the past week, yeah, because it started exactly a week ago on my birthday. We had it on higher volume, a bit on lower volume, had a bit of feedback from viewers. And I think this is a good way to go. Yeah, this is one of the fights where I want the Assault Vest. I don't intend to use Typhlosion, but in case that I do, I'm going to use Assault Vest. I think that'll be good. We are starting off with Riley, because Riley resists both stab moves as the lead of the next Pokemon we're fighting. Now the first Pokemon we're fighting is weak to Earthquake and resists all my other moves. Actually, no, it doesn't resist Flash Cannon, but it resists Power Punch. It resists Drain Punch. However, I'm not too afraid of the damage that they can deal to me, so I'm actually going to Power Punch a couple of times to boost myself in my stats, and then finish it off later. Let's see if it'll allow me to set up. Oh goodness, hello to you. Welcome, welcome, come in. You must be a strong trainer. Yes, quite strong indeed. That's just wonderful news. Facing opponents like you and your team will make my Pokemon grow like weeds. I feel like there was like a sentence or two missing there. Alright, let's fight. There's Dragalge. Looking at it, just regular Dragalge now, knowing it has a Mega, is interesting. Because I really like its Mega design. Like, now I feel like something's missing from this one. I'm going to Mega for the extra defense, the special defense. I don't get a lot of extra special defense, but might as well get some. Does mean Power Punch gets stronger with some more base attack, but especially the adaptability. So it might mean one less Power Punch to use. But considering the not much damage I'm dealing, we'll probably be okay. Let's see what Thunderbolt does. That's the best damage they can deal. Not even 40 damage. I can set up here. Now I'm just wondering, what is Lucario's speed right now? Actual speed from the Mega compared to the Ace of Drasna. I would like to go into the next fight with as much SP as possible, even though I think I'll be safe. I'll have at least one more Power-Up Punch. Get us to +3. Okay, fine, we'll full restore, but they can do that all they want. Look at how many full restores that I have. 229, and I could have easily bought more. Kalos definitely does not have a problem with money. Don't paralyze, thank you. Power Up Punch some more. Altaria is one of their Pokemon. Normally, I would use my adaptability Flash Cannon, which is still very strong from, I think, 140 base special attack. Steel type, so therefore it does get that the adaptability boost as well. But I think Drain Punch is actually better against Altaria now with +3 physical attack and Flash Cannon being special. Here's Noivern. Noivern's pretty fast. Faster, I think, than a Lucario normally. Mega Lucario has a base speed of 112. Noivern, 123. However, I have a level advantage. So I think I'll be able to outspeed this thing. And I'm going to do the Drain Punch. Will be resisted, but I have times 2.5 due to my Power Up Punch. It's enough. Get my health back as well. Bye-bye, Noivern. And because I was able to set up this well with Power Up Punch, I feel confident that I can take out Dratigan. Still feel a bit scared, but I feel confident I can do it. Adaptability from Mega Lucario times 2.5 multiplier. We take him out, yeah. Because they do have Rough Skin, would have had Rough Skin otherwise, and they have Revenge. Super effective, but also doubles in power just because I hit them first if I wouldn't have taken them out. I would have used a different Pokemon against Dratigan, would I not have been able to set up with Mega Lucario first. Against Altaria, I definitely had Floette for that, if this one didn't work. But I think it'll be okay. Altaria now. Mega Lucario is really nice. Level 75, let's go. No, Ninja, you're not allowed to evolve. You're not quite a baby. But you're not allowed to evolve. There's a different Pokemon on the team that's a baby that'll probably level up after the next Pokemon. Okay, Leftovers goes back on Typhlosion. I say that... There are 2 special attacks that it's... Well, for sure one that it's going to get hit with. There's not going to be that strong of one. I prefer to have lefties for the others. Just to get an extra heal out of that. The fact that Typhlosion is male is actually important. For the next fight. Oh, you're going already? Farewell then. And I was even the second you've beaten. I suppose it's just as well, really. Go on. It's time for you to show the last 2 of us how strong you are. What I will also do is I'm going to use one of the ethers that I have on Drain Punch in case it comes up. Don't think it will, but let's play it a bit safe. We're going for Malva, and the reason why I said Typhlosion being male is important is because her Pyroar, female Pyroar, has Rivalry as the ability. Which means that if Pyroar's opponent, my Pokemon, is also a female Pokemon, Pyroar's damage increases by 25%. Most of my Pokemon are female, including Lucario, which would have otherwise been my Pokemon for this. However, if my Pokemon is female, no, if my Pokemon is male like Typhlosion, their attacks become 25% weaker. So that adds another layer of safety. I wanted to use Riley, but in Generation 6, when the turn you Mega Evolve, turn order is still decided by the speed of the original Pokemon and not the Mega Evolution. Pyroar, therefore, has, for that turn, a much higher speed, like 20 base speed higher or so, compared to regular Lucario. I have a level advantage of 12 levels, but if that Pyroar goes first and goes Stab Flamethrower with boosted Rivalry as well, and super effective, I'm not sure my Mega Lucario is safe. For sure not from a crit. In return, I can one-shot them with Drain Punch easy, maybe even with Power Up Punch. But I was just gonna Drain Punch just to be safe. But I didn't really want to go with that. It's a lot safer using Typhlosion and having Earthquake. Typhlosion goes first, but Typhlosion speed is higher. That's a one-shot. Okay, I'll take it. I don't take a Hyper Voice. I don't take a Noble Roar to the face. Torkoal next. If Torkoal's next, I'm going Frogadier. I like using all my Pokemon at least once. Not gonna happen this this finale unless something goes really wrong, because Snivy is not planned to be used. Torkoal probably second because it has Earthquake and Stone Edge, which are the only super effective moves they have for my Typhlosion on their team. Torkoal has some really good physical defense, so this way I can deal with that one easier. I want to compare, actually, Ninja's special defense against Typhlosion and its physical as well. Pretty sure its physical should be lower even with Eviolite. Because they used it against the Talonflame, I think in Victory Road. Defense 77, special defense 93. Defense 138, special defense 177, yeah. Hydro Pump is better than Ninja with Eviolite in terms of defense. And that's not even looking at the HP yet. Which I'm pretty sure is better for Typhlosion compared to a Frogadier as well. They're going to hit me pretty hard with Brave Bird. If they crit me, I'm afraid to Wild Charge, because then the recoil might take me out. I believe they will go first, because Talonflame is fast. I don't want to risk Wild Charge right now. I'm going to start with just Flamethrower. See what they do with Brave Bird, and then decide from there. We could just keep healing and make them take themselves out with recoil. It's just over... just past 140, so it's 82 damage. So critical won't take me out. Let's say 9. Let's even look up really high. 90 damage would be the high roll if this is a really low one. That means 180 on a crit, which would mean I still have 40 HP to play with for recoil. And especially with the recoil they're still gonna deal, that should be okay. Should. But here's the thing, they can now take me out with the crit. However, they also have lots of recoil that they'll be taking from Brave Bird. So I'm gonna heal a few turns. Until they either take themselves out with Brave Bird, or full restore and heal. It's probably going to be the last one. Varying bits of damage. That second hit did way more damage. There's no Gale Wings on this Talonflame, just Flame Body, which I think is good. Doesn't really need Gale Wings here. It's already very fast. Competitively speaking, it's still good to have Gale Wings for Talonflame in Gen 6 anyway, before it was nerfed. But Flame Body here is probably the best play. Not that it's going to affect me, because I'm already Fire type. Alright, just don't crit me. Thank you. Now we do some damage. Wild Charge. Which I ended up barely ever using, because it's almost always better to choose a different Pokemon or use a different move. That was around 40 recoil. That was actually scary. Alright. Thank you for not critting. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want them to crit. I'm surprised King Snack, my Snivy, just leveled up. I'm surprised that happened only now, after the third Pokemon. Alright, Chandelure's in. I am going to switch. Not switch, heal. And hopefully, Shadow Ball doesn't lower my special defense. Because that would make me scared. Confuse Ray. I could heal, but then... I could heal it off, but then they get a Shadow Ball anyway. I'm gonna try for the attack once. If it doesn't work, I don't expect self-hit plus Shadow Ball to take me out. So then I'll just heal the next turn with full restore. Okay. $189 to 125, that's 64. So on a crit, let's say 70. That's about 65, so 130-ish I should be scared of. So a high roll, if that was a low roll and they could still do a high roll on the damage roll and then get a crit, this could be about a KO from here. I don't think it was special defense, but I need to pay attention to that. Please, like, I don't want them to Shadow Ball again. Confide would be optimal. Otherwise, Flamethrower. 220 to 156, that's bad. 64 damage again. But special defense drop. That would mean 96. Let's say, just for ease of calculation, 100. Oh wait, have I been calculating crits at 2 times damage? I think I might have. Because I've been so used to doing that in the last few playthroughs with how close I've been to deaths there, but I'm almost certain that it was Generation 6 where the crit damage changed. Damage changed Generation 6 onwards 1.5 times. Okay. So they would deal about 100 damage now from a base attack. 150 on a crit. So I can still Earthquake. Otherwise I might have had to switch. I am faster. Could I have done this the entire time? Oh yeah. We're good. Got them done. Got Malva beaten. Got a level up for Hydro Pump, which is a very appropriate name for a Typhlosion. Actually, when I was half paying attention, because Awesome Games Done Quick at GDQ is on right now, and I've been watching that, like a week-long speedrun event. I've been watching that while playing this game yesterday, 2 days ago, and on the rare occasion where Typhlosion came up, it's like, oh, Hydro Pump learns a new move. I thought it said that a Pokemon learned Hydro Pump, and like, what Pokemon learned Hydro Pump? Oh, Frogadier maybe. Wait, Frogadier isn't close to a level up, what? And I get confused by myself. About my own choices. Alright, we got past Malva, we're good. Now for the fight that I'm most scared of. No, King Snake, you can't evolve, you're just a baby. You actually are the baby because you're the 2x of the two. Oh, I forgot to read her text. No, I want to hit the rest of the text. I guess I'll have to pause it in the stream, but pretty sure she has cool text. Alright, let's heal up. I don't intend to use Typhlosion. If I do I Assault Vest? It would be useful against Clawitzer and Starmie. I hope to not have to. It's probably useful if I happen to... Like, if I'm forced to fight those two, then yeah. I'll Assault Vest. Although I hope to not have to use Typhlosion in this battle. This is going to be the league debut of Sabina. Sabina's second fight? Third fight? After EV training? The only other fights that I've done since finishing up EV training and stuff was 2 trainer battles on the way to getting the TM for Earthquake. That's it. Alright, Sabina, this one's you. I chose you so that you would help with that ground weakness that Typhlosion and Lucario have? Because that could, even though there's barely any ground moves in the league, that could still happen throughout Victory Road, because I died in the first room of Victory Road before fighting even a trainer. That we're good on that part. But how are we going to survive this? Clawwitch is very slow, but it has a very high special attack stat. It has a super effective Dark Pulse. For Lucario, it would have been Aura Sphere. For Typhlosion, it would be Water Pulse. And it has Mega Launcher, which I believe improves their Pulse and Sphere moves by 50% power. So it's as if it would have had Stab. Or in Water Pulse's case, the stat multiplier is just applied twice. You could see it like that too. It's not quite like adaptability. I'm drowning! I don't really like the aesthetics of this room. I think it looks very, very pretty. I am actually scared of, like, one thing I'm scared of here. What move do I use first? Mainly, I want to stall. I want to use Leech Seed. Once I get Leech Seed off, I can protect and I can heal. That probably will be fine. But I'm also thinking, what if I just double Seed Bomb? If I Seed Bomb them once, I can do good damage, and if I survive easily to 2 Dark Pulses due to my EV training, maybe I'm fine, I can just do it again. But then I might be stuck in a healing loop, might have the PV stall his Dark Pulse. To not be as scared of his crit hitting me the second time. But if I miss Leech Seed turn 1, I could be stuck in the same. No! I'm going to make you upset! Ah! Angry, 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 Life of Trainer, battle! Yeah, I'm going to make you upset. I want you at your best. Come at me. Clawwitch are scary, Gyarados the other one. I didn't have an answer for Gyarados the entire playthrough. The way I beat Lysander's Pokemon, the first 2 times I went up against this Gyarados, the first time I didn't even have a plan. I went with Frogadier first, hit it once with a Rock Tomb to weaken it, lower its speed a bit. They used Outrage against me, which meant they at least used Outrage for another turn. They gave me a safe switch into Lucario, and then I Adaptability Drain Punch him with my Mega. And that was just enough due to the level difference. Here, they don't have Outrage to deal as much damage against Frogadier, but their Gyarados has Earthquake to deal with Lucario, though. And I don't want to send with Lucario first, because Intimidate on Gyarados. Also, they have Dragon Dance, which in one way I'm hoping they'll use first. But maybe not against Sabina. I'm going to Leech Seed. Sabina outspeeds the Clawwitcher. That thing is seriously slow. And that was just over 100 damage. And we are faster than that thing. I didn't EV train in speed. Like, I picked up a few EVs in speed in Victory Road, but that's it. That's all the EV Sabina has. Though with us actually being faster, assuming it's not a speed tie, we can Seed Bomb relatively safely. Although I did say that they did deal, what was it, 100 damage? Just over 100? So it would be about 150, not 200. So we're easily safe. I'm going to compare base speeds for these things. 59 on Clawwitzer. I believe this is a large Gorgeist. It is still base 69. Which is 10 higher than Clawwitzer. Even Super would have had, I think, just below his base speed, but then the level difference would have taken me past. Assuming they don't have EV training. That is still something I'd like to investigate, and I'll probably just use a cheat for that, just to catch their Pokemon. What EVs, and IVs to a degree, do the E4 members' Pokemon have? Because the only thing I can find in Bulbapedia is that information for, I think, Cynthia's Pokemon in terms of IVs in BDSP, And then her EVs for the Garchomp specifically. I want to investigate that so I know it for the future. So I know a bit better what to expect. I wouldn't be surprised if Cynthia's Down Pro Platinum Garchomp is a full EV. Alright, Seabum, let's see how much damage we can do. We're not trained in physical attack because we're trained to survive, especially that Dark Pulse. That's why I put a lot in physical defense and not special. Now, in special defense and not physical, I mean. Then in HP, but I do have some in physical defense. The base defense on a Gourgeist is high, but I do have a defense lowering nature. I have attack increased, defense lowered. Here comes Gyarados. I'm a lot less afraid of Gyarados' Ice Fang than a Mega Launcher Dark Pulse that came from Clawitzer, which comes off a slightly higher attacking stat in comparison. I want them to not Dragon Dance, because if they do that a few times, that can become scary. I just hit the leech here, it should be okay. I'm not going to protect here, because I'm at full health. I'm sure I could still drain some more health, but they might Dragon Dance a second time, which I feel like they've done at least once against me before. Is Gyarados considered such a large Pokemon that Leechy animation becomes so big? Dragon Dance again, okay. Now I want to hit, and then I hope they don't Dragon Dance again. They'll probably need some Dragon Dances to have a good shot at me with Ice Fang. So they're gonna super effectively hit me and then have another double on top of that with Ice Fang. Would that double plus then the times 1.5 from the crit be enough? Protect. Please Ice Fang here, or anything that isn't Dragon Dance. Okay, perfect, because then they don't boost themselves even further. And I feel very darn safe. I could switch now into something that resists Ice Fang. I could. Which would probably be Riley, but then they will take out Riley. I have to remember. Oh, I almost forgot this, yeah. I was like, oh, I'll switch into Lucario, and then Lucario will outspeed them just because of level difference, and then I take them out with whatever little HP they still have. They have 2 Dragon Dances up. They are going to outspeed me. Also, they might full restore. Like, get rid of the Toxic, not the Leech Seed. That's full restore next turn. Or if I Seed Bomb, they might not. That probably will go down. Let's see how much Ice Fang does. With Dragon Dance, 136 damage. Add about 70. Even a crit wouldn't have taken me out. Well done. This fight, due to Clawitzer and Gyarados especially, would have been a lot scarier if I still had Swellow instead of Gourgeist. Let's go. Gyarados down. They didn't get a full restore it. That's very, very good. Very happy with that. Sabina, also 75. Let's go. Explosion! You want explosion? This is Nuzlocke. You're defensive? No. Yeah. You're not learning explosion. Okay, Barbarian does have Tough Claws, which is a little scary. But they don't have a super effective move. Also, they don't have another increase on their stats. Like, Gyarados has a Dragon Dance. Stone Edge is, I think, the best thing to do. Okay, damage, slightly higher crit chance, but I'm very safe from them taking me out. I could just Seed Bomb and take him out, but to go into as high as possible health going into their final Pokemon, I will Leech Seed. And then I can heal in between if I so wish. I would like to have a Protect turn after I heal with full restore, so I'm going to heal here. And not Protect and then heal and then attack. Because then I'd have slightly less HP on my Pokemon. I should be safe against Starmie. They don't have any super effective moves either. And I'm trained fully in special defense in EVs. It should be okay. Probably Barbaracle is scarier than Starmie is. But I still like to play things a little safe. If all goes well, we get through this fight, we get through Diantha. The 5th Pokemon in my party, which is Floette. Cheese the Floette will be Hall of Famer 300. If that happens, I'll look back and figure out which Pokemon was Pokemon 100 and 200. I don't think that is actually noted anywhere outside of the one tracker that I have, which I haven't fully filled in. So I can't actually with certainty say which Pokemon were 100 and 200. I don't remember. We're faster than Barbarian. We could have done this ages ago. Alright, but at least we got full health into Starmie. Sabine, you want to take care of this one too? Just Seed Bomb it. Stab Psych is the best I can do. They don't have Ice Beam. Even with the special defense drop, we would have been fine. We'll just Seed Bomb again and finish it off. Sure, full restore. Give me another leftovers heal. Not like it matters. You're just delaying the inevitable, Seabold. I know you don't want to lose to someone who said that cooking can't be an art. Or that battling can't be an art. Whichever question you asked. I win. Devote yourself entirely, so even that which will fade and disappear is ingrained forever upon your heart and mind. That is the only fate for any human. You have drawn forth the strength of Pokemon with your own particular style and method. And now you can challenge the champion. Alright, let's get healing. Everyone should be at full HP. That should be full as well. Now let's see if I want leftovers or Result Fest on Typhlosion. What are the fights that I might use it against? Like, the only one where Assault Vest would really matter is Gardevoir. The others are I might use it against. I prefer lefties. But in case my plan against Tyrantrum fails, I feel like that might be the scariest. That and Gardevoir. If somehow I don't take out Tyrantrum, but then they hit me back on Lucario with a crit Earthquake and then take it out, then I don't have Lucario against Gardevoir. But if things work out well with how this ended out, I might even use Floette against Gardevoir. What would I use Typhlosion against? I could use it against Hawlucha, but I'm actually going to use Gourgeist, because that's a bit safer. Although, with them having Sword Stance... What's the base speed of a Hawlucha? Happy they don't have Acrobatic. Base speed 118. We saw what Gyarados could do. No, I'm gonna use Gourgeist. When they send out their Gourgeist, I'll have Typhlosion. I'll keep Assault Vest on, I think, just in case if I Gardevoir with Typhlosion to have as a backup. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll change that on my tracker because I thought I'd change it back to leftovers. I have Assault Vest. Normally, Gen 6 Assault Vest is only available in post-game with the battle tower. What's a Gen 6 battle tower? Battle missile. However, Mythical Events Volcanion holds one. And I didn't think of this when I redeemed Volcanion. But when I saw it and I had the one Assault Vest, I thought, wait, that's cool. Assault Vest is actually really useful. Okay, for this finale, I am going to increase the volume to what I would normally have, because I really like the music. I love the E4 music as well, and I was seriously tempted to increase the music. I'm going to increase the music here. I will do Diantha's voice, and then when the battle starts, I'll let the music play a little bit. Okay, it is increased now, just so in case you're aware. Let's go. But if we're walking back to the front of the building, and then when we beat Diantha, I think we go up again and then forward a bit more to get into like the Hall of Fame machine or register our Pokemon. So that would be like the very front top of the building that we see when we enter. That's the Hall of Fame room. I'm going to go around. I don't think I've ever done this. I'm sitting on the crown. I don't think I've ever thought to do this. I'm the champ now. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna save that screenshot for later though. Get him a fancy seat, maybe a bit fancier than the one you got in Gen 7. This is such a pretty room. Welcome at last, dear trainer. As you must know, I'm the champion, Diantha. Oh, but you are the child I spoke to in Lumia City, and then in Coumaran City, aren't you? And that means that you are also the one that dear Augustine said... Of course! How could I... Oh, I must look like such a fool for not to recognize you sooner. You and your Pokemon are the ones who stopped Team Flare for us all. It seems wrong for me to say this, but thank you. You saved us all. I can't wait to see what you and your Pokemon are capable of, now that I know exactly what it is you've done already. Let's battle! Okay, let's do this thing. Let's finish them up. Let's say finish them up instead of the entire battle through. A sword stance, not a fan of that. But their flying press won't work as fighting type. Poison jab, X scissor will do neutral damage because I'm part grass. If we take a ghost type in here, just a pure ghost type, the best I can do is resisted moves of X scissor poison jab. So something like Gengar, great Pokemon to lead with. Let's see what they do after a sword stance. Very little damage. Yeah, this EV training is really nice, plus the high defensive Gorgeist, plus the level difference. Even after a Swords Dance, that was the best damage they could do without a critical hit. Lefty's Lead Seed heal in one turn almost gets me back up to full. Okay, still 17 off, a bit more than I thought just looking at the bar. But I heal most of what they deal after they've done Swords Dance, showing you the defensive power and the HP of Sabina. Didn't think I'd use you this soon. I caught you back in playthrough 7 on Route 16. Back as a Pumpkaboo. Had you as a Gorgeist sitting in the box, waiting for you to be seized at some point in the future. You were definitely not my highest option you are when I replaced Swallow. There was no limit to the levels of Pokemon I could add, because I had already beaten Gym 8. But I didn't want to use another Legendary. I felt really good with the Lucario I had already. I thought I'll save the Legendaries for a different team that might be not as good on type coverage offensively and defensively. So the power of that Legendary can help better on a future team. Sabina, I thought, would be the best Pokemon here to help with the coverage that I want. And also with the Seabolt fight, which is the main one I was afraid of. And with the fact that I added my Gorgeist so close before the league, allowed me to still do EV training on it. Which normally I do not do in a playthrough, unless I'm at the league. And then I'll do a little bit of EV training to boost up Pokemon just a little bit. If they, let's say, have 400 EVs, I train up to 100. I do that. Or if it's an individual Pokemon that I added late, I just pretty much fully EV train it. But I don't EV train during a playthrough. I don't like that. Gen 6, Gen 7, like, you could do super training from the start and just EV train your Pokemon fully. I really don't want to do that. That feels wrong. That's annoying, I feel like. But EV train doing them before the league, I much more prefer that. Right, Aurora's second. Not quite Tyranium. Aurora's probably because it has Stab Blizzard. I could set up with Cheese now, but there's still a Tyranium that I'm scared of. So let's use Riley, because they did have Thunder and Blizzard to hit me with. Even Thunder's not going to do that much. I have good stats. And they're, I'm not sure if you're right, that thing's 4 times weak to fighting. So I think this would be a very easy power-up punch to get me some extra stats. So with that, plus Mega Lucario's power, plus adaptability, I don't think I'm too afraid of Tyranium surviving my Drain Punch anymore. I feel like Drain Punch off of Mega Lucario, even without Power-Up Punch, would deal more damage than they could deal with Earthquake back against me. Should, even with a crit, maybe. Oh, Goodra now. I really wanted to set up Floette against Goodra, because that would be the safest to fight Gardevoir with. But now, Tyranium still exists, and I don't use Floette against Tyranium. I think I'll keep going. Oh wait, they have Sap Sipper, not Gooey. Not too likely someone will use Grass against Goodra, so maybe I didn't realize I already forgot. I associate Goodra with Gooey a lot more, which would lower my speed. But if my speed isn't lowered, allow me to just boost against you as well. I thought they would do less damage. Oh, I made a mistake, made a mistake. Oh my god, that could have been a crit. Actually, there's 120 damage, 130. Well, would have survived. Okay. I should have Drain Punch here, because they, Focus Blast and Fire Blast can hit and crit. I thought, oh well, I'm not gonna become slower. I'll just set up against you and then hit you next turn with Drain Punch. No! I've lost a Pokemon to this back in Gen 5, when I thought, oh yeah, I'm fine. This was last playthrough, I made some mistake. I wasn't going to lose a Pokemon against a champion. I should have Drain Punched and easily taken him out. Drain Punch here to get a bit of health. Especially if they full restore. Yes, yes, give me more health. Give me more juicy HP. Rucha has quite a lot of HP. I think Special Defense is best stat. It's good HP as well. Look at that juicy health. Thank you for allowing me to fix my mistake. Not all mistakes go punished, luckily. That level difference mattered, because otherwise a crit would have taken it. Now with double attack stage boost, I think we keep going with our buddy Lucario. We Drain Punch, get the rest of our health back. Gorgeist would be next because Gardevoir is programmed to be last always. Do we just keep going here? What would be the best play right now knowing Gardevoir's last? I don't think it's too smart to try something to set up with Floette. Gardevoir doesn't have a super effective move against me. Flash Cannon is going to be my move against Gardevoir. Might as well stay in. Although, if I'm not going to use my physical attack against Gardevoir, the fact that I'm going to lose my Power Punch boost doesn't matter. So I'll switch over to Hydro Pump. Not going to get the Gorgeist matchup because I don't have a Ghost move. Also, my Leech Seed wouldn't work. I just have to do it with Toxic. Guess we're using Eruption again. I don't think I need it. Might as well. This Gorgeist done. Final matchup. It's time to Mega Fight. Let's put Floette in as my 300th Hall of Famer. Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. Oh, wait, it doesn't matter that they have adaptability because they will always Mega. And then Mega always has Pixelate. They don't keep their Trace stability. The only reason Trace matters is just in case of something like Intimidate. Synchronize would not apply. I actually wonder if Toxic Spikes were active on her side of the field. Would Synchronize then have poisoned my Pokemon, even though it's not my Pokemon directly poisoning them? Assuming, of course, I wasn't immune like with Lucario. Let's say I had Typhlosion out. Would I have been poisoned by that if they get poisoned with Synchronize? Because that's the only point where Synchronize would matter. Trace is still has a slightly higher chance of work. Go on with your Mega. Let's finish this, Lucario. Flash Cannon? Jeez, this brings in one more level up. Even King Snake. No King Snake. You can't evolve. Not you either, Ninja. Stay a Frogadier. You're about to get into the Hall of Fame. We already have the Greninja in the Hall of Fame. Greninja Hall of Fame to my first Kalos playthrough. Playthrough 7, also Pokemon Y. And then I believe since then we've used I think Fennekin was last time in X, and then the first time we did X was with Froakie. No King Snake. You can't evolve. You're just a baby. We Hall of Fame Servine last playthrough. No, Superior. Servine was already in the Hall of Fame from probably an earlier Gen 5 playthrough. 2 playthroughs ago, before playthrough 54. I had 1 Hall of Fame Pokemon in the Snivy line, the rest not, and Snivy had been obtained. 2 playthroughs later, the Snivy line is complete in the Hall of Fame. The Froakie line is complete in the Hall of Fame. And if we just ignore Hisuian Typhlosion for a bit, and just look at the original Cyndaquil Evo line, that is also complete. 3 different starters, 3 different generations, 3 different types, 3 different evolutionary stages. Hydro Pump the Typhlosion, Ninja the Frogadier, and King Snack the Snivy. All in the Hall of Fame, all completing their own evolution line in the Hall of Fame. The Foreverlocke Hall of Fame. I like that you can see your Pokeballs here. Here we are. I'm so glad to welcome you in. This grand chamber is where you enter the Kalos region's Hall of Fame. This is where Pokemon trainers will live on forever. Remembered always for giving their all in battle to the Pokemon League and for the glory and light they shared with all. Come, Savannah. Your love for your Pokemon, and the way that those Pokemon gave everything they had in battle for you. We'll record them all right here. For eternity. Welcome to the Foreverlocke Hall of Fame. 6 new Hall of Famers, and we made it to 300. Milestone reached. Play the music, because we're Hall of Faming Sabina the Gorgeist. Roar! Hydro Pump the Typhlosion. Ha! Riley the Lucario. Ninja Frogadier. Cheese the Floette. And King Snack, who I think looks really good in their Gen 6 model. I don't think they lost much of their color pop, which I feel like a good amount of other Pokemon did. League Champion. That's 6 new Hall of Famers. I'm really happy with that. Let's get a screenshot of some of my Pokemon. I'll try to get one after the credits, a better one. I'm not sure. I don't remember what it looks like in the league. Oh, yeah! I'm not done with the references to Legend ZA. You know what I want to look at? I just realized I've never really looked at the characters that are in the background for this when they walk in. Because there's actual, like, semi-models that are moving just slightly. I want to see if there's something interesting, because there was a character that, based on colors, looked like Mullane from Sun and Moon. Would that have been a design already? That they just snuck in? I want to look at that when the VOD comes out. Battle with me. I want to know what a trainer is. And I love that they're bringing the gym leader music for this. know something I really like about his Pokemon? About their movesets? They have their own moves that fit them. Lava Plume, maybe Body Slam, or Stone Edge for Torkoal. Golurk has Phantom Force, Heavy Slam. Sigilyph has its own stab moves. All three of his Pokemon know the move Return, even if they're not physical attackers like Sigilyph. And I assume Return is at high power, showing AC's love for Pokemon, love and care, and that he's learned. It's a theming thing that probably doesn't come up much. It's really nice. Similarly, this is something I thought about yesterday. You know how quite a few Evil Team bosses or admins use Crobat on their team, especially in like the later fights. Like take something like Cyrus. He has Crobat on his team. I feel like Zubat, Golbat, it appears in a lot of regions, is good for an Evil Team boss to have in terms of fitting Pokemon. And for the challenge to be as high as possible, you want their Pokemon stats to be as high as possible, therefore evolve them into Crobat. However, I wouldn't say it contradicts what they say, but it's a little weird. How about they don't like Pokemon? At least some of them do. But they evolve a Pokemon through friendship. Because that's how Golbat evolves. Getsis. I believe in the Black and White fight, or is this Black White 2? No, I think it's the Black White 2 fight. Because that's where he uses physical moves. Getsis doesn't use a friendship evolution. Why would he use a friendship evolution? He hates Pokemon. He wants people to liberate them. He wants to rule the world by being the only one with access to Pokemon. His Hydreigon knows frustration, not return. Who cares about love for his Pokemon? Also, I'm totally using Floette here so that I've used Floette in the finale. Show me your Return. Use Return. Because that's going to be the best move that you can do at this point. You're just going to make this take longer. Fine. I'll just Moon Blast. Unless they crit, they're not going to deal much damage whatsoever. Moon Blast. Unless I crit, that's not going to deal... Actually, that dealt more than half. I'll take it. I will still try and play this fight as if it were a Nuzlocke where a death mattered. However, it doesn't. If a Pokemon were to die in this fight, which luckily has never happened, but would it have died in this battle, then I consider them still to be in the Hall of Fame. Nothing weird happened, no asterisks on the playthrough. Credits, beating the Anthem, that's the final fight. We're gonna use Kingsnap, because they haven't used Kingsnap the entire finale. Kingsnap, you want to finish this one off? Leaf Blade! Phantom Force, ooh, that will go through Protect. It doesn't really matter what I do now anyway. Let's see if there's an extra animation for them going through Protect. Just to see if it's there. There's nothing else that I can really do outside of Switch. No, they just go behind me. That's why Protect doesn't work. And it does say the protection broke. But I like that. That's part of the reason probably why they go behind me. And that's why it works. Okay, that's cool. Golurk down. All Pokemon using the finale. Hey, AZ. I'm not exactly sure when I'll do a ZA Foreverlocke run. I intend to do one, even though so far there's not been new Pokemon in there or regional forms to use. It's just the new Megas. But it's Foreverlockables. I want to do it. I haven't checked yet if it's already compatible with Pokemon Home, if you can send stuff in, and if it is, You can probably send stuff from the game into ZA, no, into home, but from home into the game. Is that possible, or is it like Let's Go where you can only transfer out? I'll let this music play. It's been 3,000 years. I wish you a very happy 5 remaining years together. May it be the happiest you can have. Help others, teach others, make your life a good one. Hi, Fletchling. I like that it ends with Fletchling, just because Fletchling fits just being there, flying in the air. But also just because the game starts with a Fletchling. Waking you up. Doing this little loop. I think that's cool. Yeah, referring to the ZA playthrough again. I'm not sure yet if you can transfer Pokemon into Legends ZA from home. If so, I will find a few Pokemon that I can transfer in. Starter, if so, will probably be either Tepig or Pignite. Because those are the ones still available to me. I have left the Electros slots open in Gen 5. I filled the Electric during that playthrough. Electros is open. So I have another cool Pokemon to use. I have a Mega that I can make use of. So hopefully get through the playthrough well, because I have no idea how difficult it will be to Nuzlocke. I feel like it'll be pretty darn hard, especially with some of the Road Mega fights. It was pretty well doable. I didn't faint. I fainted like maybe 1 or 2 times with the full team throughout my entire casual playthrough, but then I did a lot of the Sierra Royale, which meant I was over-leveled for most of the game. So I'll be doing that again, just like I did in Legends Arceus, because you just need that with a different way the battles work. It's a completely different battle system, completely different way to prepare. At some point I will do it. I'm not going to do it probably anytime like super soon. I first want to finish the DLC as well. But I will eventually play ZA at least once for the Foreverlocke. It is Foreverlockable, therefore I will do it. I also still have Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah, Let's Go Pikachu to play. Even though I've done Let's Go Eevee, I feel like every individual game I want to do at least once. Likely I'll get to that game after I've done Pokemon Blue again in Gen 1. Because I have 5 Pokemon that I can use right now, but just not the 2X. I don't want to kill any Pokemon intentionally just so I can play Let's Go, because I did it with 3 Pokemon last time. But I also really want to start that playthrough with at least 1 Pokemon that I can use before Brock. And out of all the Pokemon that I can use right now, that I can catch in Let's Go, to use in the Foreverlocke team, none of them are available pre-Brock. I think the first one's available around Misty or just after Misty, and I don't want to use effectively illegal Pokemon just to get to that point, even though by Foreverlocke rules the exception does apply. So Oddish is the only 2X that is available pre-Brock that I haven't Hall of Famed yet. Pidgey's already done, Bellsprout already done, Weedle, Caterpie already done, Bulbasaur. I don't think there's more. No, the Nidoran as well. I think both Nidoran. Oh, female? Oh, both Nidoran in the Hall of Fame already, yep. So Oddish remains. Oddish is called Strong Onyx and is in Gen 1. I think probably like level 25 or so that it's waiting out in Gen 1, so unlikely to be on my team in that playthrough. I'm strongly considering, but I have a few playthroughs still to decide. Will I intentionally kill that Pokemon? If I do that, it'll be in the post-game, so that there still be potential of considering that game deathless. Even though it has a death, but that's post-game, gone to the Hall of Fame deathless, that's what I'll count. And then, would I choose to do so, and the Oddish dies, it opens up that 2x slot that I can catch in Let's Go Pikachu, which would then make Let's Go Pikachu my playthrough after Blue. Which then, after that, leaves only Legends GA as a side game, as at least for Foreverlocke purposes, I consider it a side game. Officially, it's still considered a main game, just like Let's Go. Legends Arc is considered main as well. It's just Coliseum and XD that are considered side games. Browning area of some research notes, probably from Team Flare. There's that little buggy thing that Lysander has in his final fight. There's some notes on Zygarde in its, I guess, egg-like form. The Veltol had a very similar one. Xerneas was a treat. This theme definitely comes back in ZA, which was nice to hear. Probably at this point, someone would have sung this theme. Because you can sing the lyrics over the melody. I've tried it before, and it fits pretty well if you do it without knowing exactly where to put the notes. But I'd like to hear someone with like a really good singing abilities to sing this, whether Japanese or English. Even the other languages, like 6 languages in the credits, even of this version. That's cool. That's plus 6 Hall of Famers. Total now 301. Ooh, I just remembered something. With it saying save there, I noticed that it also saved as we entered the Hall of Fame chamber with the Antha. It isn't right before we Hall of Fame the Pokemon, right before that sequence. It normally saves, I believe, right before the Hall of Fame sequence starts and you get the music and your Pokemon are shown. And then after the credits, it saves again. If I were to close the game between entering the Hall of Fame chamber and the credits ending, would I restart that Hall of Fame sequence? Or would I just get to this point? Like, how would that work? I kind of want to test that at some point, but not in a Foreverlocke playthrough. I'm not taking that risk. Just interested in how the little mechanics of that would work. Fun. The end. And then the game crashes. I am happy it just saved. I had a few issues recently with things crashing or just not loading well. That was interesting. Okay, I'm going to start that one back up again. Oh, this looks ugly. There we go. Screen is back. And it even reset to the original position. I put it at a different part of my screen. But luckily that's where it crashed. I had some crashes recently and it's been really annoying. And it worries me how Even just simple things as Discord and Twitch have occasionally frozen and then just shut down. My computer should easily be able to... I know the emulator takes quite a bit of processing power. But I should easily be able to have that on, play a game, occasionally tab in and out to Bulbapedia while still having a few other tabs open. Even if one of the tabs is running a Twitch stream. Just muted. With Discord open. I should be able to do that fine. Often it's fine, even now, but it's been crashing or freezing a bit too much recently. Even yesterday, for a bit when I was not playing a game, I was just switching between 2 or 3 different Twitch streams. And that just froze all of them. It does worry me a bit. Hi, Shauna. No, I don't want to trade, because this is a trade and not a gift egg. If it was a gift egg, I would have taken it. But it's a trade for either... It was a trade for an egg or a trade for a Pokemon that came from an egg. Either way, it's a trade. And the Foreverlocke does not allow in-game trades, or I would have taken it, because that would have been cool. I don't have a Pokemon Fly on the team. And there's no Pokemon Center, or at least no PC, until we get to Santaloon City. So, do I have a Max Repel? Yes, I have 31 of them. Why didn't I use those earlier today? Or no, last night. I just used the one Super Repel in a certain area. Whee! I'm on a bike, yes, look at me. I'm on my bike, zooming through the Kalos region with my hair in the wind, too. No, I'm fine. Do we get a cool Hall of Fame screen? I don't remember what it looks like in Gen 6. Records, Hall of Fame. That doesn't look too much better. I really like how they do it in most generations. Where you get all 6 of them together, which might be just Gen 1 through 5. To see them all on the screen at the same time. This isn't really what I'm looking for. Yeah, in that case, I've shown all Pokemon. Oh no, well, you know what? What I'll show you, if you were here at my birthday exactly a week ago, you saw that in that stream, 15 minutes after basically starting the playthrough, we found a shiny. I can't use the shiny ever in the Foreverlocke because its species and its evolutions are all already in my Hall of Fame. But I didn't want to show it off. Rip Avio. But chilling here as well. Birthday, my shiny Weedle. Look at that golden girl shine. Can't use it. Not really sure what I want to do with it. But it's cool that I have it. Let's see, what nature is it? Serious nature. That's neutral. Don't really know what I want to do with it. Maybe I'll transfer it to an Oras game. And then make it a contest star. I have a shiny Mega Beedrill to use in contests. That might be cool. That was a little preview for the next time we're in Gen 6, which is either 9 or 10 playthroughs away, depending on if we do Let's Go Pikachu or not. Our Mega on the starting team is going to be Medicham. Because that's the only one level 15 or below that I have in storage. Although, actually, the Oras exclusive ones, no, none of them are level 15 or below, so it's going to be Medicham. Although it is a modest Medicham, so that's a bit unfortunate. But we will have Psychic to start with to work with that, I guess. The next lowest level Mega that I have is Kangaskhan, which is level 17. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this finale, whether on Twitch or on YouTube in the VOD. I appreciate it. I hope you'll enjoy AGDQ for the rest of the week. I know I certainly will be lots of things to look forward to. We had the ZA run on... Was it Monday? Yeah, on Monday. Where the starter, if you look back at the VOD of that game, there were donation incentives for various things. I really like that starter nickname. Because that was Icky, my cat. I was finally able to donate to AGDQ. I donated quite a bit of money. And made them call their starter Icky, after my lovely cat. Speaking of her, I think I should go see how she's doing. And cuddle with her a bit. I feel like it. Alright, make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Thunderwave!